2 years ago, a new sports rivalry was born in Pittsburgh. It wasn't local. It wasn't any backyard brawl. And this time, no one was seeing red. But this particular opponent came looking for a fight, and it was willing to cross an ocean to find it. From the streets of Dublin, a resilient city with more than 1,000 years of complex history. Led by a battle-tested champion, the opponent brought treasures of steel to Pittsburgh's North Shore, along with a strong young army of warriors ready for a clash. But Pittsburghers banded together with a well-trained army of their own. Young men ready to fight anyone at any time. And the stage was set. Into the night, the battle ensued. 11 separate contests, man against man. Tempers flared and punches were thrown. But in the end, Pittsburgh had beaten back some of Dublin's finest young men and seized their treasure of steel. 1 year later, Ireland's warriors returned, looking to even the score with their Pittsburgh adversaries, each side on a separate quest. Pittsburgh wanted to defend their victory, but Ireland wanted their vindication and the return of their treasure. Again, the battle raged. Warriors on both sides hit hard, giving everything they had. Sometime before the midnight hour, victory was finally declared, but this time, not for Pittsburgh. Ireland's reprisal had been won, and they took their treasure back to the Emerald Isle. For 1 year, the score has been settled. The battlefield silent, with Pittsburgh and Ireland each having a victory in the books. But some books were simply not meant to be closed. And many believe Pittsburgh should always be the home for steel. Tonight, Pittsburgh and Ireland open up a new chapter in their boxing rivalry. Live from the Priory on Pittsburgh's historic North Side, this is the 2016 Pittsburgh Building Trades Donnybrook.
And welcome to the Priory, everybody. I'm Bill Phillips, along with Smoking Jim Frazier. As you can see, people filing into the Priory, getting ready for the Donnybrook version number 3. And Jim, the fighters starting to go into the ring, so we're just moments away from our first bout. Ireland and Pittsburgh 1-1. How does Ireland get the trophy back?
Well, you know, they're a team. They eat together, they sleep together, they train together, so they should be favored.
Well, Ireland coming off a win last year, so they had the trophy with them. Pittsburgh trying to get the trophy back this year. What does Pittsburgh have to do? Who needs to step up?
Dynamite Charlie Wright. He's a babyface Mike Tyson, a Tasmanian devil that got power in both hands.
It should be an exciting night. It's come down to the wire the last 2 years as to which team would come away with the Donnybrook Trophy. Last year, Ireland got it. Pittsburgh wants it back. We're even at 1. Who's going to win the rubber match? We'll find out. Right now, we're going to the coaches to hear about our first bout of the evening.
Steve Cunningham Jr. is a son of Steve Cunningham Sr. He's known as the USS Cunningham. He's a capable young fighter, very nice, polite young kid. He's skilled, he's fast, and he can hook with the best of them.
Matt himself one of the most dedicated young kids in our club. He actually traveled 60 miles to train with 3 times a week. And most of the blue boxer of the year last year, and he keeps going. He's a great connector.
And here's a look at bout number 1. Steve Cunningham Jr., 110 pounds, 13 years old, 8 fights. Martin Stokes, 110 pounds, 13 fights, or 10 fights, also 13 years old. This one's sponsored by the Plumbers Local 27. Smoking Jim, what do we expect from these 2 young fighters?
Well, I tell you what, Steve Cunningham Jr., his father is a professional fighter, was a world cruiserweight champion, even fought in the heavyweights. So his son is 13 years old, and he's very well-schooled fighter.
Let's head up to the ring in Ellis Cannon.
St. Patrick's Day and night. I'm Ellis Cannon. Again, my privilege is here to serve as your MC, ring announcer, and more. Welcome to the 2016 Pittsburgh Building Trades Donnybrook. As like the sign says, we celebrate Pittsburgh's Irish boxing history right here in the Priory's historic Grand Hall. We're looking forward to another great evening, of course. Outstanding amateur boxing between Team Pittsburgh and Team Ireland as they compete for the Ambassadors Cup trophy won last year by Ireland. So let's jump right into it and look at our first bout. It's a flyweight division bout, sponsored by Plumbers Local 27. From Team Pittsburgh, Steve Cunningham Jr. And from Team Ireland, Martin Stokes. Your referee is Ed Phillips. We'll have 3 rounds at a minute and a half apiece. Good luck, gentlemen.
PPG, the PPG tail of the tape before the Stokes and Cunningham fight. And they are ready to go. Round number 1, the Donnybrook, the 3rd year for the Donnybrook. Can you believe it's been 3 years?
Wow, I cannot. This is exciting. This is the closest thing to the Olympics you're going to find.
Stokes and Ireland wearing the blue uniform tonight. Of course, the traditional black and gold of Pittsburgh is Cunningham with a 1-2-3 combination, and he doubles up with the hook with the right hand. And Stokes presses the action.
Classic boxer, Steve Cunningham Jr. Both fighters got some great shoes on, too. Steve fights a little bit different than his dad. His dad's a brawler. He floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
Cunningham moving around the ring. Stokes doing his best to cut off the ring. But when he has, he's landed. Cunningham's answered. Near come to a clinch. The referee wants Cunningham to keep his head up. Oh, catches him on the chin with the left hand. Cunningham, good movement side to side, up and down, really not allowing Stokes to land anything flush. 10 seconds left in the round. Stokes has Cunningham in the corner, gets with the right hand and the left. Stokes finishing strong in the final 10 seconds of the round. It'll be an interesting round to judge. Smokey Jim, and explain it to everybody, the gloves. You have the red gloves Team Pittsburgh's wearing. Blue gloves for Ireland right now. They have the white portion of the glove. You don't notice a lot of body work. You notice a lot of work upstairs.
Yeah, and that's the scoring punches, the white part of the gloves. And it's, you know, how's the judges going to score this round? Because the aggressor was the Ireland kid, but the guy that probably connected on most of the punches was Cunningham from Pittsburgh. So
Stokes out of Dublin. Martin Stokes, 13 years old. 10 fights.
And you also have Steve Cunningham Sr., who fought heavyweight. He fought Tyson Fury, put him on his back in the 2nd round. Almost was a heavyweight champ of the world.
Cunningham comes out quickly.
Both fighters got an outstanding corner. Caruth, the Olympian, in the corner for Team Ireland. Both fighters are southpaw. That's a little unusual. You don't find that too often. I'm surprised.
Minute and a half rounds in this first bout. 2 13-year-olds. It's Cunningham up against the ropes, and that's where Stokes wants him. Stokes coming straight ahead, straight ahead. Cunningham lands with the left. A couple of pawing left hands that score. In contact, makes contact. Stokes, Cunningham ducks out of the way.
I'm surprised that Cunningham's dad didn't convert him to a conventional fighter. That's what they do in this country most times when you're a softball.
Cunningham reaching over the top with the left hand, makes contact. Down to the final 15 seconds of the round as Cunningham misses with a looping left hand. Catching the right and then a combination from Cunningham here late in the round. Could that be enough to give him the second round? Stokes with a straight left handed just before the bell.
I would hate to be a judge.
Well, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. What do you think? 2 rounds, minute and a half? Are we dead even? Is it the winner take all here in the third round?
Well, I do. If I'm judging a fight, I kind of like the style that Steve Cunningham has, so I'm going with that. But a lot of the amateur judges do like the guy that puts the pressure on.
Smoky Jim, all instant replays are brought to you by the GNC Power Fuel Replay. As we take a look at a replay here from the second round, Cunningham and Stokes, and this one is going to come down to the final round. I think it's been so close. This one's going to decide it. As Cunningham gets ready for the third round with Martin Stokes, and Stokes racing across the ring. Cunningham pushes him off.
Well, they don't like that in amateur boxing.
No. Good right hand from Stokes. Cunningham on the run, always catches Stokes with a looping. Oh, he gets him with a nice right hand. Right down Broadway. Stokes comes back.
Using his reach to his advantage.
Working to the body. Referee says keep it up to Cunningham. Don't let that head down low.
Cunningham looks like he's having a little bit of trouble with his head here as well. Stokes looks like he's in supremely good condition for this fight.
Stokes catches Cunningham with the left hand. Cunningham tries to respond. Have to give it to Stokes. The punch is a little bit crisper, a little bit straighter, a little more on those punches.
Yeah, I think the judges may be seeing it exactly the way you're seeing it, too.
Cunningham with the left hand. Again, a right-left combination from Cunningham. Another right-left combination, but Stokes doesn't back down. Cunningham makes Stokes miss, spins out of the corner, and throws the big left at the end. Good first fight here in the Donnybrook between Martin Stokes from Dublin and Pittsburgh's Steve Cunningham Jr. And this one is to say, Smoky Jim will go to the card.
And Cunningham has NBA socks, so that may sway the judges in this fight.
Right now, we're going to head over to Brittany.
Well, tonight, as we celebrate St. Patrick's Day and sportsmanship and boxing here in Pittsburgh, we also have a number of people that we will be honoring as well. Here to present the Roy McHugh Award is Tom Rooney, presenting it to Brian O'Neill.
Brian, for your great service and support of the local boxing scene, and in the name of the greatest columnist in the history of the Pittsburgh newspaper field, and to the current best writer, Brian, this is the Roy McHugh Award. Congratulations.
To be mentioned in the same breath with Roy McHugh is a great honor for me, and I really appreciate this. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Back to you guys.
Brittany, thank you very much. Right now, let's go up to Ellis Cannon with our result.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the results from our first bout. A split decision on points. Team Ireland's Martin Stokes.
So Smoky Jim, a split decision on that one. We called it as a close fight. It was a close fight.
It sure was, and you know, you couldn't have been upset if it would have went either way. So very close fight. I can't wait for the rematch maybe next year.
So Martin Stokes gets the first win of the night over Steve Cunningham Jr. in a split decision. I want to remind everybody, or maybe you haven't heard this just yet, but July 30th, 2016, later this year, later this summer, is the date for the Duel of the Century. The boxing ring will be placed on the Clemente Bridge adjacent to PNC Park. It's going to be a fantastic night when Team Pittsburgh takes on Team Cuba. If you're a boxing fan, you have to be ready to go and see the Cubans. They have traditionally had some of the best amateur teams in the history of boxing. And of course, BGHPlaysTheWorld.org is where you can go.